What's up, everyone? It's TV, and today we're back in Roblox BedWars. Today we're going to be talking about the Pyros. So we got this new battle pass, by the way. If you are just kind of like, what on earth are you talking about Pyro, DV? You're going to want to check out the previous video I just posted. So that explains everything about the new battle pass in detail. It shows you every single kit, shows you all the unlocks. So you're going to be able to see everything in that video and why you'd actually want to buy this. But I unlocked everything. I didn't grind for this. Just full disclosure, I didn't grind for all of these. I bypassed all that so I can show you all the new content in the game. So today we're going to be talking about how to use this new Pyro, and a lot of players don't actually realize some features about this. And so, and the devs did point this out to me, kind of missed it, in that there's a Brittle system, and we're going to show you the Brittle system. But before I begin, if you can do me a solid and hit that like button and smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. So we're going to go to customs. I actually have an alt, so we can just kind of, farm this, so I can show you the max damage of this thing. All right, so how we're going to do this, basically, I've got my alt over there, so we're going to go and bridge over, and we're going to grief my alt. We're basically going to kill my alt over and over and over and over. But the reason is we're actually going to burn them so that we can gain this special resource. I'm going to show you. But before we do bridge over there, we do also need to get some emeralds, because this the Pyro does require a couple of emeralds, okay? And to be able to get your Flamethrower, which is right here, you do need 2 emeralds. It's kind of a slow start. This is a slow kit, so you can't use this kit out the gate, unlike, Elder Tree, unlike Melody, unlike Jade, and some of these others like Warrior and such. It does take a little bit, so it's a little bit of a slow build. Some of these kits do have a little bit of slower builds. Some of them are immediately used, but this one is not. So we're gonna go ahead and bridge out there. We only need 2 of these, so we don't need to come back out here afterwards. That's a nice thing about the Flamethrower guy, is you can also keep your Flamethrower. So if you die, you don't actually lose the Flamethrower, which is really nice. So a lot of people keep asking me if the battle pass is worth it, and let me tell you, the battle pass is for people that have the Robux to spend. I would say, if you like to have all the kits, absolutely worth it. If you are just looking for particular kits that are going to be the most, help you win the most, I would say absolutely not. I don't think the battle pass is required or beneficial in any way for winning. That's where, it comes down to the question of, is it pay to win? And I would say no. Now, the Archer and Elder Kit, in my opinion, are still very pay to win. There's, obviously some benefits of having those, because, with the Archer, you got the tactical bow or the tactical crossbow. And then, of course, the Elder Tree, you get like OP health, and it's, the knockback is kind of bad on it, and some other things. There's definitely some benefits of that. But one thing I want to show you is I'm going to start running, and I'm going to show you a couple things about this that you should know. So first up, one of the things you're going to notice is when you're running with the Flamethrower equipped, you're going to actually run slower. So watch this. So I'm running, and then I'm going to unequip it. See how much faster I'm going? And then I'm going to equip it. You can see the pace of my legs. Focus on the legs. You're going to be able to see the speed based on that. So there's that, and then there's the Flamethrower. And then Flamethrower. So it is slower. I've noticed I've gotten outrun many times by this. It can actually be kind of annoying, to be honest, especially if you're just trying to use him. He's a lot slower with this. So you're going to want to unequip that whenever you're trying to go places. Much like if you're going to play like a shooter game or something like that, and you got like a heavy rifle. It's kind of the same thing. He slows down because he's got a two-handed weapon. So the other thing I'm going to show you is, if you look at the bottom there, it says, it's kind of tiny, but it says upgrade Flamethrower. So when you equip this, that little prompt will come up, and you can hit X. And then inside here, you're going to see all these Flamethrower upgrades. So we're going to go through that, but you can see Brittle attack damage. That's actually going to be huge. So we're going to be covering a lot about Brittle. That might be a little confusing for you at first. So let's just go ahead and skip that for now. We're going to cover Brittle in a second. And then you got Heat. Heat is, of course, going to increase your fire damage. So, for each tick that you're doing, doing 40% more damage. And then down here, you got Flame Range, right? So Flame Range will actually give you, obviously, more distance on your Flamethrower. Now, the next piece here is going to be the cost. So 2 embers, 1 ember. Now, if I kill him, he's not taking that much damage, you can see. Now, that is not how you kill him, right? So Flamethrower is not how you kill him. What you want to do is actually finish him off with your sword. And I'll explain that in a minute, but you see what I just got. I just got this. This is basically an ember, right? It's really cool looking. I love that look. Of course, everyone knows I love lava because it's my colors, but I love lava. So you can see I can't even drop it, just so you know. So what you're going to do is you're going to go and equip your Flamethrower. You're going to hit X, and then you're going to see I've got 1 ember. So I can't upgrade this because I need 2, but I've got 1 ember. So I'm just going to go ahead and increase my damage so we can kill him, a little faster. So that is 80% damage now instead of 40. You can see we're still doing 2, but it's a little bit more than 2, I think. But we're going to go and kill him real quick. And then so what we're going to do this time is we're going to save for another ember so we can upgrade that tier. Now, the other thing you're going to notice is we got a tier here. So tiers, you can only upgrade 1 component to tier 4. So the others can be tier 3. Only one could actually go up to tier 4. And so we're going to go and damage this guy again. And then I'm going to kill him. You can see how fast I killed him. I'll explain that in a minute. See, we got 2 embers here. We're going to go and upgrade this damage to 150% damage. So let's go and go over here and hit him. So now we're doing 3, quite a bit more than what we were. Now, my feedback based on this is that is not very helpful. I'll give you some recommendations on this in a minute, but of what you should upgrade. But you see, that's still not that much damage. I mean, if you were to look at my other screen here, I mean, he's still 50% damage. He's doing fine, and that was 2 attacks, right? So that was actually 2 attacks. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over here to Brittle attack damage. So I'm going to kill him a couple more times, and we're going to explain Brittle now. So when you actually do this and damage him, you're going to notice if I switch immediately to this, I actually can kill him really fast. And the reason is, and you can actually interrupt, by the way. So, you know, if you're like this, you can switch to sword. So you can just burn him a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're just going to burn him a little bit, and then you're going to want to attack him right away. And then burn, and then attack. So that is basically the brittle system. So what's happening is when you attack someone with your flamethrower, you're actually causing them to actually brittle a little bit. And that makes it so it's, you know, basically easier for you to do a lot of attack damage. So what you're going to see is I'm going to go slow this down for you, but I'm going to do it again. So you can see I'm doing 3. Now when I switch to this, I just did 50 damage with my sword. 50 damage, and then it went to 20. So it goes from 20 to 50. It's basically like 150% more damage when you brittle them. That's crazy. So you don't even need any special swords or anything. Imagine if I had a really good sword. So right here, I'm gonna do it again, so you can see that, and then it's so much easier for me to attack and kill them. So I've got 3 embers, so I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this. So now it's going up to 40% brittle attack damage. I still have 1 ember left, so let's go ahead and do this again, see what we can get. So it's still 50. It's still 50. So let's do this again. And then we'll go, yeah, so it's still about 50 damage, so you didn't really see much of an upgrade there. So what I would say is, you know, Brittle's doing that first initial Brittle is not going to do much, but I think the next one should. So we're going to go and save up for 4 real quick. Now, this is assuming you're actually really good at the game, too. You got to remember, like, not everyone's going to be able to do this, okay? So, you know, if you're thinking, like, DV, oh, yeah, I'm going to be able to get these, you know, lots and lots of kills. Like, unless you're playing against newbies, this is going to be really hard to get these, you know. I haven't gotten that many embers. It's definitely more of a skill-based class or kit, and that you need to really know how to do multiple things. If you can't really figure out how to do multiple things, then at once with the character, then you're going to be in some trouble. So like Elder Tree is real simple, right? Because you just go around and collect orbs, and then, you know, you've got your ability, you got your effect. Raven's a little bit harder. In fact, by the way, Raven, I learned you actually have to hit X again. It wasn't very clear to me, but you have to hit X again to explode the Raven. I learned that a little bit later from the devs. The devs messaged me and explained that a little bit, so at least I know how Ravens work now. I still think they should just explode on impact, just for simplicity, and so people don't actually have to have controls. But again, that's what I'm talking about. If you can't really handle a lot of controls and abilities, like you can't handle having to do this and such, then this character or this kit might not be for you. But if you like these, like a little bit more detail or sophistication to a kit, and you're willing to learn this kit, I think it might be worth it. It's definitely, you know, a lot of fun. There's a lot of abilities here. The problem is the investment inside these embers is quite a bit. You know, you can see I'm like still waiting, so I got to give them a little bit. I think there's a little bit of a cooldown for this, by the way, so or else you're not going to get your embers all the time. See, I didn't get one again. So there's probably like a 20-second cooldown on that, so let's give him some time. So as far as range goes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple blocks here so we can kind of measure our range, do a little range test on this. So you just have to burn them once, by the way. It's not like you have to like sear them or burn them for a long time. So, all right, so let's go and upgrade that brittle. So we're going to go up to 4 embers, so that gives us 60% brittle attack damage, and we're on tier 2. Now, what I'm going to try to do is I'm actually going to get the range to tier 4, and that's the only one I'm going to go for tier 4 on. But I'll show you the new brittle attack damage here. So we're doing 3, and so we just did 62 damage. 62 is a lot of damage. So like I said, the problem is I've gotten 17 kills so far, and that's a lot of kills, right? And so if you're going to try to upgrade stuff, chances are you're not going to be able to do this, you're not going to be able to do that. So again, that's a lot of kills. Average players don't really get more than, like, you know, I would say 5 kills. So this, like I said, this is an advanced kit for someone that knows how to, you know, how to play the game, and is willing to farm a lot, because 17 kills is quite a bit. Let me just remind you, this is above average. These are above average counts. So this kit may be a little bit underwhelming for you unless you know how to play. But next, what we're going to do is we're going to test out the range. So I'm going to actually go and sit up over here. So this is how many blocks? 1, 2, 3. So this is 13 blocks. So I'm going to stand right here, and we're going to see how far this actually reaches by default. So I'm just going to go about right here. So this player is six blocks away. So I'm going to sit here and shoot. So you can see I can't even reach 6 blocks. I'm pretty sure it's 5 blocks. So let's just move forward a little bit on my alt. Yep. So it's 5 blocks away by default. So if I were to upgrade this range, so again, it's 25% flame range, we're going to go 1 ember up. Now we're going to get 50%. So let's see if we can actually reach 6 with that. Chances are we can't, but we're going to see. Okay, so yeah, upgrading that that's not even worth it. Like, we're not even getting any kind of range advantage here from a block standpoint. So it's probably only like half block. So if this character maybe is a little closer, then maybe. No, so it's not even worth that. All right, let's upgrade that to the next range. So the next one goes up to 75%. This one should actually reach 6 now. Now, again, remember that you're not going to see much of a difference in any of these for these upgrades, it seems like, and I actually think they should. I feel like this is not really balanced yet. Okay, so we're going to be standing right here, which is 6 blocks away. So we're going to stand right there, and let's see if we can reach it now. Yep, so we can reach the player now. And let's go ahead and check. I'm going to have them back up to the next block. And it looks like this still reaches. Now, let's have them back up a little bit to see if it still reaches here. Yeah, it still does. Okay, so it actually does a nice upgrade, but I feel like the first upgrade is not very good, but the second upgrade is definitely worth it. So once you get up to tier 2, then you're in pretty good shape. That's a good distance. What we want to see now is the next upgrade, because I think the range, so my feeling right now so far out of all of these, I feel like the range is the best. I'm not positive, but I feel like the range is the best, because fire damage is kind of useless. No offense, but I think it's kind of, you know, I think this is a big waste. I don't think this is really going to be worth it, because the buffs aren't very impressive. It's not like you're doing 4 damage, you know, or 5 damage at this stage. You should be doing probably about 4 damage a hit, in my opinion, for this to be very powerful. This pyro is not designed to be powerful yet. By default, though, this is actually an incredibly powerful kit just in general, because the fact that you can actually like burn people, they get surprised by that damage. You know, you hear that damage tick over and over and over. The other thing that's really valuable about this one is that you can actually hit them through. So you see how I'm hitting through the wall? So that's pretty troll. So especially if there's multiple players inside, then you could be doing this to all of them, potentially being a final blow. So if someone's like, if you're chasing someone down and they're behind a wall, just do that, right? And you can actually do a lot more damage than you could with a sword. So this is a nice no clip, damager too. So I don't really know. I mean, I think this one's a tough one, but let's go ahead and finish this one off. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get to the next tier. All right, so we're at 75%. So let's go and position this guy. All right, we're gonna upgrade this to the next tier here, and it looks like we're maxed here. So last time, if you remember, we were able to reach up to quite a bit. I think we reached up to 6. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is where we reached, and I think we reached up to here. So that, which is like 7, right? Yeah, so 7 blocks. So let's see if we can actually, so let's go and confirm we can still reach that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go right here, and we're going to try it again. Yep, so we can reach 8 blocks, and let's move a little further away again, and can we reach 9? So we can reach 9, dude. So that's about 10 kills, by the way. So that's 10 kills. A little less than that, actually. Because remember, so it's only like, I think it's only like 8. I think it's only like 8. The problem is if you spawn camp, then you're not going to get credit all the time. So it's actually only about like 8 kills, which is fairly doable if all of your kills are, through Brittle. But, and you get embers for each one. But that's pretty far. That's actually a pretty good distance. So that is Pyro again. It does actually help if you can, get a lot of kills, like I said. So the problem is, can you get that many kills off of Flamethrower? And probably not. I think the average player is not going to be able to. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button and smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Thanks again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.